Mr. Kelly.
Thank you. The day after I proposed to my wife was a Sunday, and there was a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon that came out that day. And Calvin and Hobbes are on this sled headed towards a cliff. And Calvin's in front and Hobbes is in the back saying, watch the cliff, change direction. And Calvin is saying, I'm having fun going in the direction I want to go, and change is uncomfortable, and I don't like change, and we're not going to change. And they go off the cliff, and they land on the ground, and Hobbes says, don't you wish we had changed? And Calvin says, oh, we don't want to learn anything from this. And sometimes I think that was it, what I told my wife her life was going to be in for by burying me, which to some extent has been the case. And we framed that and put it on our wall. I think that to some extent that's our environmental discussion. And in many ways, I don't think we're being radical enough. What I've read is that the energy required for all of our BlackBerries and cell phones and so forth in the very immediate future is going to require massive amounts of new power plants. You know, there's not any number of solar plants or windmills or anything else that's going to meet that need without new power plants. So until we start talking about doing less with less, we're nibbling around the edges and pretending that a future can happen that can't. And it's very difficult to talk about change, by the way, because no one wants to. I certainly don't. And I don't mean to cast stones at anyone else without throwing them at myself and my long-distance trips to Miami and so forth over Thanksgiving. But the future is going to be full of these tough choices. And I think as politicians and policymakers, both elected and non, we need to figure out a way to start having those discussions in an honorable fashion, but also in an effective way, and that is going to require hard, personal, and at times uncomfortable change. And I hopefully am going to be able to help lead that, and if not, others I hope will.